Hello everybody, welcome to Stan's Garage, your behind the scenes look at the IT industry, providing you the necessary insights to maximize your technology investment. This is the second installment in a series I like to call Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Managed IT. I'm doing this to hopefully answer every question you've ever had, or maybe never even thought to ask, about how managed IT can benefit your business and help you decide if it's the right solution for you. If you missed the previous installment, I invite you to check that out, as it'll give you a good grasp on what managed IT entails. Here, we'll get into the specifics on how you can effectively implement these services in your organization. Now that you've got a basic understanding of what managed IT services are and how an MSP delivers those services, you're probably wondering what's next. It's cool, I can totally see those wheels turning up there. You've already got several ideas in mind as to how something like this could work for you. Well, hold those thoughts and I'll give you some more ideas as to how you can effectively implement managed IT for your organization. MSPs will offer a number of options tailored to your specific business. Often, your MSP will be your sole source of IT support, while in other cases, they will assist your internal IT team in handling a lot of the tasks that team simply neither has the time for nor possibly the expertise. This is typically referred to as co-managed IT, where both internal IT and MSP teams share duties to support IT for an organization. There are plenty to choose from in either scenario, and your MSP will work with you to draw out an agreement to best satisfy your IT requirements. The most common scenario for small to mid-sized businesses has the MSP acting as the primary means of IT support. You don't have any dedicated IT staff, although it sure comes in handy to have at least one tech-savvy point person for relaying requests. It's also great when the point person can help power something off and on and knows where things like cables and accessories are stored. A contract with your MSP will indicate which services they provide and set the foundation for your relationship. Now, without getting too much into the weeds about everything an MSP contract includes, I'll give you 3 of the key things you should expect. Number 1, you'll get real technical expertise that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. An MSP is typically founded around an exceptional ability to work with technology. An MSP staff will have the right attitude of wanting to help their customers make the absolute best use of their tech. They'll also have the extensive experience necessary to make that happen and be able to address your questions while providing you with the top-notch service you deserve. An MSP's staff will have a varied degree of skills, and the best part is, you get access to all levels of IT help as you need it. Look, anyone who's made the cut to work in IT will be able to solve most basic issues, such as troubleshooting connectivity, account issues like password resets, and common device or software installation. Those are typically referred to as level 1 support. If there's a problem that's more difficult to resolve and requires a more advanced set of skills, well, those could be considered level 2 or 3 issues. Think along the lines of security, advanced networking, and integrations, or other complex systems needs. For the most part, MSPs will bring on level 2 or better technical staff. While still being able to handle the simple things, a higher level IT engineer will be able to address items more efficiently and bring them to resolution that much faster. Number 2, the service will be customized just for you. Sure, your MSP agreement is a legally binding document, but the right MSP will come up with a plan to deliver their services in a way that works best for you, the customer. We found that by assigning a primary engineer to each client, they're able to provide a familiarity and level of understanding that you can't get from a rotating team of techs coming in and out of your environment. The primary resource gets to know you and your business and your staff, get your processes and details thoroughly documented, and sees to it that your needs are addressed and resolved in a timely manner. The client can expect both in-person and remote support from their primary resource, allowing this individual to become really familiar with their environment, processes, and support needs. This engineer builds a relationship with their clients and makes sure the rest of the staff has documentation and support necessary to service the client when they're unavailable. And the third thing you can expect from an MSP is access to 24/7 support. Now, we can all agree that IT emergencies don't always happen during regular business hours. If Murphy's Law tells us anything, these things are far more likely to take place while you're dead asleep in the middle of the night. I know it's happened to me. A lot of these things can wait until the start of the next business day, but many have an impact that needs to be addressed immediately before any serious damage can be done. Your MSP will be available to address your IT emergency regardless of day or time. Whether it's an on-call staff engineer or an outsourced emergency network operations center or NOC, like we employ at STG, you're never left out in the cold when the unexpected strikes. The one thing to keep in mind that not all agreements include 24/7 support. They may be charged as a separate line item. If you're unsure, you can always check with the tech with whom you're speaking, and they'll advise of what will be involved in getting that off-hours emergency support. At that point, you can decide whether it'll be worthwhile getting it addressed immediately or if it can wait until regular business hours. All of these factors allow your MSP to handle IT requirements from simple administration to unique implementations and issues. Now, if you want something other than having them handle your company's IT entirely, you've got other options. Maybe you just want remote support for when issues arise. This is a popular one lately with staff being more spread out or working from home. There are also options where you can just have your devices monitored and kept up to date. These options can lower your monthly recurring costs, but are not flat rate, and you will incur additional charges if and when you need that hands-on support. Now, even if you do have in-house IT support, there are still a number of ways to utilize a managed service provider to help fill in the gaps in areas your internal team can delegate out. For one, an MSP can provide some temporary IT support via supplemental staffing services. We've helped a number of clients who were transitioning and required some regular ongoing assistance in the form of an on-site IT presence. Organizations change, people leave, but the rest of your staff will still need to be supported, and your IT partner is there to help. There are certain things you just can't do remotely, and a pair of qualified tech-savvy hands are necessary. Whether it's just for a few days, weeks, or months, whatever you need, an MSP can fill your IT staffing needs until your internal team is in place. Another option is to go with what is typically referred to as co-managed IT, where your internal IT department contracts an MSP to handle specific aspects of the environment. It's simply not possible for a single IT staffer or small IT team to be everywhere at all times. And no matter how great they are at their jobs, there are likely areas where an MSP's experience and skills will prove useful. Businesses can utilize this by having an MSP provide areas of expertise that they don't currently have with their in-house teams, and leverage this relationship to provide a more comprehensive set of services and support to their staff. Perhaps your internal team is great at providing things like desktop computer support. They're not quite as adept as tuning your Wi-Fi and network speeds so that all the office gets great coverage. Well, in a case like this, you can turn to your MSP's networking team to fill in both the knowledge and Wi-Fi coverage gaps. And speaking of networking expertise, some companies turn to MSPs to just monitor their networks and provide alerting and assistance in getting things back up and running should issues arise. Some of our clients count on us for preparing their computers for new hires or when existing staff need theirs refreshed, as well as ongoing monitoring, security, hardware support, and things like that. There are many possibilities when it comes to co-managed IT, and the majority of internal IT staff and managers can really benefit from the assistance these types of arrangements provide. So these are just a few ways an MSP can really assist in helping you manage your IT infrastructure and let you get back to growing your business. I'd love to get your feedback on how you've best utilized your IT service provider in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. TJ will too.